Dad's message hit the family group chat like a knife to the throat. We're cutting all ties. Don't come around ever again. My sister reacted with a heart. Not a word, just a heart. That digital pulse of approval told me everything I needed to know. I didn't argue, didn't beg. I typed, "I'll pull my name from all the loans tomorrow." By midnight, the chat was full of shouting in all caps, accusations, denials, threats, but I'd already turned off notifications. Some wars don't need noise. That night, I poured myself a drink, opened the folder I'd kept locked for months, and stared at the documents that would burn everything they'd built, legally, quietly, and completely. Family. Such a gentle word for something that cuts the deepest. I used to believe blood meant loyalty. I was the eldest, the fixer, the guarantor, the one who made things work. Dad's business was dying when I stepped in, mortgaging my house to cover his debts. My sister was still figuring out her life. She figured it out well, by watching mine bleed. We built everything together, or so I thought, until I noticed the withdrawals, small, hidden, in company expenses. The car she borrowed, the property transfer papers with my forged signature. It wasn't just theft, it was collusion. Dad had known, he'd signed. That realization didn't break me, it crystallized me. It started with the bank call, a loan I never took, a property I never sold. Then came the accountant slip, a casual mention of my father's new partner. My sister's company, using my collateral. I remember standing there, phone to my ear, heart steady. No shouting, no crying, just silence, the kind that turns pain into purpose. They thought I wouldn't notice, that I'd stay the obedient son, too proud to check, too loyal to fight back. They were wrong. I spent the next 3 months tracing everything. Every transfer, every signature, every quiet betrayal. I built my case like a surgeon preparing for an operation. Precise, clean, final. Revenge isn't rage, it's math. Emotion clouds judgment. I let the anger freeze into clarity. First, I secured my own ground, pulled my name from every joint account, every guarantee, every liability they could weaponize. Quietly, no noise. Then I contacted the lawyer they didn't know I had, the one who owed me a favor. Together, we prepared the filings. Fraud, misuse of assets, forgery. But I didn't submit them, not yet. Timing was everything. I wanted them comfortable, overconfident. So when Dad told me, "Don't come around," I smiled. I wanted him to believe I'd finally accepted exile. The first move was financial. I withdrew my signatures from the business accounts. The bank froze transactions immediately. Without my approval, they couldn't touch a cent. Then came the paperwork, my official disassociation from the family business. Overnight, their credit lines collapsed. Suppliers panicked. Partners pulled out. I didn't need to ruin them with rumors. I let the system do it for me. The second move was personal. Dad had transferred the main property to my sister under false pretenses. I filed a claim, backed by every document he'd signed in my name. Forgery is a hard word to explain to a judge, especially when the evidence comes from your own hands. By the time the legal notices hit their doorstep, I was already gone. I sold my house, cleared my debts, and moved my accounts abroad. They had nowhere to reach me, except the same family chat they'd used to exile me. 2 months later, I broke my silence. I sent one message: check the news. The headline read, "Family business collapses amid fraud investigation. Assets frozen, properties under seizure." Within minutes, the chat exploded. My sister called me names. Dad sent voice notes full of half sobs and excuses. Then, finally, a message from him. "Why would you do this to us?" I typed back slowly, each word deliberate. "Because you did it first." I left the chat. Permanently. That night, I stood by the balcony of my new apartment, far from their world, watching the city lights flicker like quiet applause. People think revenge feels like fire. It doesn't. It feels like gravity letting go. I don't hate them. Not anymore. Hate keeps you tethered. I'd rather walk free. Dad wrote me out of his life. My sister replaced me. But in the end, he found out who took his place. Not me. Not the son he betrayed. It was silence. Silence took my place at his table, in his business, and his life. And silence, unlike me, doesn't forgive.